Good evening. The month of May got away from me without me doing much streaming. So let's go to the 9th city on our LEGO Architecture Cities tour. We're going to do some Shanghai tonight. And then after this, we've got 4 more cities till we finish that series. So we should be able to wrap in June, by June, the end of June, early July. Although I do have a lot of scheduled dates that require me doing family overnights in June. So I'm not sure what my streams are probably going to stay irregular for another month, but I should be back to my regular lots of streaming in July. I'll stream as much as I can in June to make up for missing May, though. So let's go ahead, get into Shanghai. And we will start by taking a quick look at the book. So this is what the Shanghai model looks like. It looks like there's 7 structures on it. Alright. So Shanghai is one of the biggest cities in China. Alright, so here's a nice panoramic of Shanghai. Here's another one. So it looks like we're going to get this temple building on the left. So we have a Changwang Miao temple and a Long Wall pagoda. We have something called the Bund, which includes HSBC building, customs house, the Radisson Blue Hotel. Okay, I'm not recognizing some of these things. Yeah, so that would be that. And then we got 3 towers to the right of all that. So we've got these little temples on the left, this waterfront area, the hotel, and then these 3 big towers. So that's the Radisson. And then the big towers are the Oriental Pearl, the World Financial Center, which has some nice twisty architecture. Or that's the one with twisty architecture, is the Shanghai Tower. So yeah, lots of complicated structures. So financial, all right, I think I know how I'm gonna. So the dome is HSBC, the one without the dome. I'll probably have to check on these places' names as I do this. But let's get right into the studio. And let me scroll past these international language pages so we can get right into the instructions. This one looks like a more involved model than some of the cities. So let's get right into it. And wow, the introductions in multiple languages actually was about a quarter of the instruction book. So maybe this isn't as overwhelming as I thought at first glance. But I guess we'll find out as I build. Same deal as usual with these things. We're starting with the fancy black base, and we'll merge and save when we switch between structures. So we'll have 4 more cities to do after this. There's 2 more American cities, 1 more European city, and 1 more Asian city left in the queue. I've already picked which one's going to be the finale. I'm not really sure what the order of the others is going to be. But they did 13 cities total. So that's the number of sets we got to build, and this is the 9th. All right, we're going to keep adding pieces because that's how we do Lego. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm trying to focus. I got a later start than I wanted, and I don't want to finish too terribly late because I got to wake up early and do things tomorrow. But we're in here until Shanghai is done. I don't leave a Lego stream unfinished. Okay, that's an interesting foundational choice. We'll see what that's for, I guess, when we start filling in the structures later. One thing I like about the architecture series is the non-standard build techniques that it tends to use. So by now you've heard the news about Disney's Star Cruiser, and I'm disproportionately upset over that for reasons I'd rather not get into on stream. So we're not going to talk about it. And yeah, don't even know why I brought it up if I don't want to talk about it. Maybe because I'm just trying to make conversation, I guess. I don't know. Just trying to make... So let's just keep focusing on our build here. It's doing some interesting things here with the base that I'm not really used to even in architecture, but there's always a reason for when things look weird, so we'll find out soon enough as we build this up. We'll just slide that under there. We'll slide this one under here. All right. So that's an interesting use of a clip. We'll find out what it's for later. I'm probably going to collect this series in real life once I have the budget to do so, because I enjoyed building these in virtual, and I think it'll be nice to display them um, as actual physical sets. Alright, let's keep rolling. I gotta stay up late and process the video because we're going out tomorrow, and I don't like turning on my computer when I'm not going to be home. So I'd rather just stay up late, get it done. And that way I also don't forget to do it and get it uploaded to the YouTube on time. That's a bit of behind the scenes chatter about my processes. But yeah, after every stream, there's a process I do to get it onto the YouTube, the VOD. So we'll see how long the stream ends up being. We're about 14 minutes in, and we still have about 120 pages of instructions. But with like one step a page right now, we're going relatively fast. Oh, we're getting into some tiling now. It looks like looks like this green area is supposed to be like a park or something. I'm not sure. And now we're putting in the characteristic front tiles that like all the architecture bases have. And that leaves alright, so we do get our fancy black front to the base at least. And looks like we're putting in the city tile. All the architecture cities have this tile. Actually, all the architecture sets have a title tile on the front of their display like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Alright, so as we continue to build, whoa, this step has a lot going on. Architecture tends to have a lot of tiling going on in the base. It makes for a nice clean surface look. Alright, so we're just gonna keep putting pieces in until we finish the model. That's kind of how Lego works. All right. Looks like we're putting in some water pieces now. Or I shouldn't, well, not right yet, but in this step. No, that's not the piece. Looks like we're covering up our beautiful green park with a waterfront. That's cool too, though. The transparent pieces look really cool when they render, even though they generally look like garbage and are hard to work with in the studio itself. I'll have to remember where all those studs are. I just hope that the character that I developed for Star Cruiser gets to actually be used someday beyond Galaxy's Edge. Because I've already done everything there is to do in Galaxy's Edge. You've seen my review of it. Fun times, but it wouldn't be a new experience for me if I went back. Okay, those two little clips are making some kind of support ring there. It'll be interesting to see what we actually end up putting in there. Let me just read ahead in the instructions a little bit. Okay, so we're building the waterfront thing now. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a save point here. All right. I think that's how it's supposed to line up. All right, where are those tiles in the instructions? Are those tiles a misprint? Shoot. I'm not seeing what the instructions say are supposed to be here. Oh, we'll ignore it and come back later. Oh, I see what we're supposed to do with those. Okay. Yeah. The picture wasn't clear. It made it look like these were the sides of bricks, but they're actually flat tiles. Sorry about that. Sometimes Lego can have some unclear instructions, like it did on this step. But that's okay, because we figured it out. And when we figure it out, it means we can move on and keep working on the model. So it looks like it's doing the two harbor buildings together. With one step per page, we're going to move through these instructions pretty quickly. It's just that some steps are a little more involved than others. Okay, so apparently the clock on this building we're making right now is the single largest clock face in Asia. That's a cool fact. So when it comes to merge up, because we put this little base area in, I'll go ahead and merge the whole waterfront area together. I like how even though the architecture series is meant to be seen from the front, they do include detail on the back in case somehow somebody's looking at it from other angles. That's a pretty cool feature that they do. Okay, I see what we got to do here. Alright, yeah, this is coming together nicely. I like how we're finally starting to see some detail in our little city here. Alright, it's having us do a little side build. That's cool. Alright, so that goes here on the front of this building. And it looks like now we're building that little pagoda thing that we saw in the pictures. That's an interesting use of an antenna to be the top spire of the pagoda. That's interesting. So yeah, I have to adjust that to be straight up. And this just goes on the little stud here. So yeah, it looks like none of the green from that little park area we built up actually shows through. It was all meant to be, the green was all just meant to be an underbase for the water section. So, now we're going to do the little temple. So now we just got to build up this little temple here. This temple is a very simple, minimalist build, but it's the older buildings are small compared with the newer buildings. We see that pattern. We've seen that pattern in a bunch of the architecture cities that mix old and new. Okay, looks like the next building is a tower, so let's go ahead and merge up the waterfront and save what we've got. All right, so we're looking good so far. And we're making good progress. And good progress. Let's see, and we have We still have about 100 pages of instructions. I guess that's for the 3 remaining towers we got to build here. So it looks like we're building the hotel tower right now. So it looks like this tower that we're building right now does involve some non-standard techniques. Like I said before, I enjoy when they do that. It's cool to see what the Lego designers come up with for different shapes and aspects. Alright, so that's supposed to line up on here. I think that's supposed to line up like that. Picture's a little bit unclear. Okay, so we actually got to point this with the groove up like that. And now we can line up the picture. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Let's keep working on this tower. So I think there was something like 4 towers we got to build here on this model. We're making good time. We've already completed the left side of the model, and we're only 35 minutes in. Says I'm supposed to build 3 of these wall units for our little tower here. What's this piece? That's used elsewhere. Oh, I see what it's doing. That's actually pretty clever. 'Cause, Wait, the groove was supposed to be up like that. All right. Is this how it's supposed to look? Okay, hold on. So looking at it from this angle, with that right there and that right there. That groove points that way, that groove points that way. All right, so then this piece goes on to the other side with the groove pointed up, like this. And then this one goes in with the groove pointed out. There's always one structure in every architecture city set where the instructions are unclear, and I have to take an unusually long amount of time trying to figure it out. That's okay though. That's what they do sometimes. So now if we look at that, yeah, now everything looks like it's lining up. So let's just finish up the tower. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I think that little brown bit at the bottom, that little brown bar, is for holding it in that tiny little clip that we built earlier. I'm pretty sure that's where this is going to go. I know. So yeah, this is the Radisson Blu Hotel. And it says to put it behind the waterfront, so yes, it does go in those clips there. And we have it flush with the ground. All right, so the hotel is in. Let's take these guys out. So this is the hotel tower. The Radisson Blu Hotel. And with the merging comes a saving. And looks like we're beginning the next area. And it looks like we start with these huge round tiles. This is a complicated step. I'm going to puzzle it out one piece at a time. Alright. Now that I've puzzled through that step, let's keep moving. Considering how complicated that step was, this step is a breeze, although it does involve rotations. Alright, that should be the correct angles for this. Oh, I see. Alright. Alright, so that piece is on. It was being a little stubborn, but I got it on. Alright, that's an interesting technique right there. That's cool. Okay. That's an interesting construction too. Using a little bar piece to hold everything together. And then this section will go on top of here. Over here. And now we're working with upside down pieces. I'm really enjoying this build. But you know what? I will need to take a bio break when we finish this structure. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me do that. Let's see if I can connect it. Alright, so now that I know I can in fact connect it correctly, and that bar is being used to turn the round bricks from upside down to right side up. That's a clever technique. Let's just make sure we don't leave a gap. There we go. Here's another use of flipping round bricks. Positioning can be tough with virtual because you don't have the real feel of pieces stopping each other, and collisions are a pain. All right, things are not lined up properly. Let's adjust them real quick. All right, that looks symmetric. And of course, it's giving us collision now. No matter. We'll just hide the collision when we when I do the render later. It's good enough. All right, so that level of the tower is up. There's always one tower that goes above the top of the picture. Interesting and rare use of the headpiece, the minifigure head. So now we got to work on some pieces for the base of this tower. It's a ×3, but they seem simple enough to put together, so. And the stream hasn't gone terribly long. I mean, we still have two more towers to build after this, but. All right, this was easy enough. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the need for a bio break. So let's get these done and onto the tower real quick, and then we will take a very quick break and come back to finish the last 2 towers. So this is the Oriental Pearl Tower. Until 15 years ago, it was the tallest building in China, according to the book. We'll rotate the towers in a minute. Right now, I just want to make sure they all get onto the base. No tower support structure left behind. So it looks like they want to be in. So we'll lean them in at, looks like 27 degrees is where we want to be. 180. It looks like these lean at a different angle. Good enough for what it is. So let's go ahead and merge this up. And this is the Pearl Tower. And we will merge, save, and take a quick bio break. So here you go. Enjoy this view of what we've created so far. And then we'll come back and build the last two towers. Stream's been running for about an hour, so we shouldn't be too much longer to get the rest of this out. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about the break. Let's go ahead and move on to the financial tower now. Financial tower. Oh boy, it looks like this is going to be a big tower that goes on for a bunch of pages. We'll be working on this one for a little while. Wow, those are some long plates. Oh boy. We are going to use the copy paste for these because this is a tedious step. There we go. That one's done. And we will keep rolling. I like to do a few more singing practice streams. I know the last one, certain family members complained about. But like I've said before, I'm never going to get better if I don't practice. So we are going to do some more singing streams, whether you like them or not. Probably coming up sometime next week. Maybe even over the weekend. We'll see how things go. Gonna try and figure out some kind of Star Wars themed stream to do soon too, because I missed Star Wars month. And like I said before, the Star Cruiser thing really has me down right now, so I want to find some way to experience Star Wars. I'll probably spend a few minutes after stream trying to get Squadrons to work. For some reason, it's crashing on startup. Oh, I see. This is going to clip into those yellow clips in the base, I think. Oh boy, what's going on here? All right, those are good. Hmm. I will say this is a very pretty blue that this financial tower is made up of. And I see how it's getting some dimensionality going here. I kind of like this design. It's a little awkward on technique, not gonna lie, but it's kind of an interesting design as far as Lego architecture city towers go. All right, that goes in there like that. this tower is coming together nicely. The shaping is very interesting on this tower. I do have to say that. This may be the most non-standard technique in this whole set. All right. I think we're getting close to the completion of this tower, because I'm running out of these blue pieces in my toolbox. Yep, here we go. And this plugs in, like I guessed, to these clips down here. And you know what happens when we merge. Merging means it's save time. Looks like it's lined up properly. Let's save. And then let's move on to the beginnings of Shanghai Tower. It looks like this one is going to clip into the other side. It surprises me that there's not more of the old in this particular build, considering how ancient the city of Shanghai is, but it's one of China's more modern cities, so I can also understand that. I mean, we do have the temple and those older 19th century looking buildings over there. So we're supposed to put this little piece leaning down, clip that into there like that. We are starting to run out of pieces now, though, so it won't be long before we're done with this last tower and this last model. That little hole looks like it's part of the tower. And looks like there's a whole step for one single piece here. And there's a nice little window tile thing going on. So that's an interesting tower base going on. Looks like this tower is good. Based on the toolbox, I can assume that this tower is going to involve a lot of these central axle pieces. Alright, what's going on here? This page of instructions looks really weird. I think this tower is going to take me a little longer than I anticipated. Because there's some really funky instructions going on here. Maybe this isn't going to take longer, because too much longer at least. Unless the instructions is missing a whole lot of stuff. Hold on. No, it looks like this whole tower is built using these Technic styles. So yeah. My parts box isn't missing pieces apparently. It'll be interesting to see it all come together. I thought the last tower was cool and unique, but it looks like this one's going to be even more so. Alright, it says I'm supposed to put that in like that. to make sure everything lines up properly on these, because it could mess with how the render looks. So it looks like we're building right now. It looks like we're building the core section of the tower. We're building the tower's core that we're going to build the rest of the tower around. All right. So the tower's core is in place, and it looks like we'll be building the rest of the tower around this. And we are getting a hose piece, but it looks like this might be the kind of hose that is easier to work with. So I'm not yet terribly concerned about this. Could just be that the hoses are in place to be more of a skeleton core for the tower. These are already pre-rotated, so let's just do... All right, it's not letting me line them up. It's making a collision. I'm going to take these out for a minute, see if that helps me line things up here. Yeah, no, there's nothing for them to line up against. So these have to be in place. Let's see what's going on here. So those have to go there. And now can I... It's not letting me line them up. There's always one section that doesn't cooperate in every model. Let's try doing it this way. Okay, that's one way to do it. Okay then. We figured out how to do it. One more. All right, there we go. We've lined up that section of that step finally. And I've been using the wrong color. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to position this one in place. And once we've positioned this one, we'll have to tell you what we're going to do. Now those are the correct color. We'll just leave it as is. No harm done having a couple extra pieces in the pot. And it's telling us to do a ×6, a copy. We need 6 of those anyway. So and I thought the last tower was being weird in terms of design. This one blows the other tower away in terms of cool design and frustrating to work with, I might add. But it's a really simple design once you think about it. So yeah, the hoses don't have to flex at all. They're just there to be a support structure. And then another group of these. Another one of the light ones. All right, we just got to adjust this one because it didn't line up like the others did. And then we just need one of the dark ones. And we just bounce this one into position. I mean, I didn't literally mean bounce, but I guess whatever. Let's try taking the mulligan on that piece of the tower. This tower is proving to be really frustrating. I can see some tiny gaps between layers, but I'm not going to worry about that. They're small enough to not going to be able to show up on the render. So let's just focus on getting it done as it is. So this is apparently the second tallest building in the world after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Okay, looks like we're building off again. And now it wants me to rotate this tower for the twist. Yeah, no. Can't do that virtually. Not unless I manually go through and rotate each and every one. So yeah, not happening. We're going to have a straight tower. A straight version of the tower for our render, unfortunately. And now I know why it was built with flex holes. It was built with flex hose because it's meant to be twisted up. But yeah, can't do that in the studio. Not even worth trying. So yeah, this tower is going to look less cool than it's intended to. So sorry about that. But there's really nothing I can do about it. Oof. Looks like we're building another round of the support structure. How big does this tower go? There were a lot of musicians on tonight, but the stream's going a bit longer than I anticipated. I'm sure by the time I finish this tower, they're all going to be signed off, or at least most of them. We'll see who's left when I get finished with this. Ooh, those hoses are even taller. Yeah, it'd be cool to own the set for real so that I can build the tower as it's intended with the twist in the middle. London would be pretty cool too, because remember way back when I did London and I had to pretty much skip the Millennium Eye because it was made with flex parts? Yeah. So now this section of the tower is probably just going to be more of the same with careful layering and positioning. Okay, that's in. And then I need another one of the light sections. At least I can get it to line up properly, even though I can't twist it as intended. Alright, that piece is in place. There is some ugly gapping going on, but it's small enough that it won't be noticeable in the render. I have no doubt that this would be a relatively fun build in real life. I can fix these gaps with a little bit of careful work. I just have to select every layer above any gap I want to fix. Since we've already run longer than I was anticipating, it's worth it to me to at least clear some of these gaps. If we can't twist it, we can at least make it otherwise look nice. Down here, there's not much gapping. So if we can fix these last two gaps, we should be good to continue. That did not do what I intended. There we go. And now let's come grab this last gap. You know what, that one's not terrible. We gotta, it's getting late. We gotta move on. We're very close to the 2-hour mark. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It says we're supposed to have 9 of these for this next stack. And then one more, because it's supposed to be a 9 stack for this section. Looks like we're almost done with this tower. All right, that worked out nicely. Oh boy. We have to make one more section. So yeah, this tower, even though I can't build it properly as intended, still ended up taking a lot longer than anticipated. So now we're building the top section of the tower. Looks like this might be the final piece of the whole kit. Oh man. It says the cool stuff that we just put together is meant to be on what is facing the back because we can't actually twist this thing. That's all right. Let's get this positioned at the top of the tower. This last final section. And with that, the tower may not be twisty, but we got it built. So now let's Now let's merge it up. Let's merge it up, save, and position for the render so we can rate out. It's too bad I can't actually make the tower twisty like it's supposed to be. Okay, that's a decent position for the render. Let's save out. Let's reset my palette because we're done with it. I don't want to have too many palettes open at once. Alright, there we go. Shanghai, let's find a raid. Shanghai. And it looks like a lot of people are still on. We're raiding Isa tonight. Alright, have a good night, everyone. I hope to get these streams going regular again. I want to do some singing. I want to do some Star Wars. And I'll see you soon with another program. Have a good night. Program.
Hello, Uncle here. Run away.